Hey you guys, it's Quisha from Our Freedom Song. Listen, today is a super sad day. Literally every single one of our chickens are dead. Every single one of them. And it is such a blow. It is such a blow. They're all dead and we did not process them. We've had our chickens since last summer. And so they're just over a year, and literally yesterday we realized that every single one of them were gone. And I'm going to fill you in on exactly how this happened, but literally over the course of 2 months, about 2 months, our chickens have dwindled down, and we were wrong about what was happening to them. We were wrong. And so I have my jacket here, so that I can go back here to the chicken coop and see what it is that we can see as to what may have happened to them. Okay, so I'm gonna get this on and then I'll tell you the story as we are walking back here. So I just wanted to say real quick that I have these starts out here still in the porch. Here are a few. They're still looking the same exact way. They're still looking leggy, and so putting them out here and getting rid of the other ones did not help me much, and so I still have to figure out what's going to be best for that. Okay, so I just have to say that I am so sorry that it's been so long since uploading anything. Listen, life has been like extremely busy, and I know but it's been so busy with getting ready for school. Like, I went through a crazy amount of stored school boxes and school books, and it was good because I needed to sort all those things out. And so I sorted. It took me a whole entire day to go through like hundreds of books to figure out what it is that we were going to keep, what I could use, because this year is going to look a little different for us. If you don't know anything about homeschooling, it can look different family to family. You could have more of a hands-off approach and do some online classes, which I did last year, but every year before that, I always taught them. So we use free programs such as Easy Peasy, which is a Christian curriculum, and so I loved doing that. It's very hands-on, it's very involved, especially if you have little ones. But my son has always done Easy Peasy, and he's excelled in it and learned so much. And so I just needed to figure out exactly what we were going to do for our school year. So I got all that situated. I got all that sorted out, and finally figured out what I was going to use to teach my girls. This year I'm going to be doing a very hands-on, lots of reading to them, reading with them, and just kind of exploring all these fun things that we get to learn together in a new and exciting way. And so I'm really excited about our year this year. And our son, he is a sophomore this year, and he also started college, and so we're so super duper happy for him. He absolutely loves learning. He loves education. He's always wanted to go to college. He's definitely one of those ones that's just like knew that college is one of the things that he wanted to do. And so yeah, he started his first college classes. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw me post his picture. I'll go ahead and throw it up. Super duper cool. So yeah, he's doing the thing that he wants to do already as a sophomore, and that's the benefit of being a homeschooling family, is that you get these different options, that's not afforded to everyone. But because he's home and we make his schedule, he has the availability to do a full set of college classes as well. And so I'm super duper happy about that. So this pumpkin right here is exploding in the yard. It is starting to turn some colors. I do see one flower. I'm hoping that we could get some pumpkins. Let me show you what I mean. So we do have a pumpkin flower there. It's exploding over here as I'm walking. I'm also waiting for my son to come out but this plant is exploding. But I want to show you what else is exploding as I'm on my way to the Y'all, look at this jelly melon. Literally, it's exploding. Everything else has died off. And this has decided that it's going to be all it can be. And it has grown into the mulch from out of the garden. It's grown into the mulch. How crazy is that? That is wild. And it's not only just growing green leaves, like it's growing fruit. It's fruiting everywhere. Like it's exploded and decided that it was going to be all it could be right now at this specific time. So we are going to collect one of those and cut them open. We did the other day, and it was like almost like a lemon. So it was very interesting with the flavor, the taste. It kind of smelled citrusy, but it smelled like a cucumber at the same time, and then it tastes sour like a lemon. And so very curious to know. And we had a yellow one, and so I'm going to try one that's not as yellow and see if that has the same flavor. But yeah, those jelly melons are making their own way. They've decided to do what they wanted to do.
We're outside poisonous. I don't know. I'm not even gonna know.
Yeah. But my part tastes sweet.
Man, I don't know how.
Okay, Princeton, what do you think it tastes like?
I don't say chicken. It tastes like cucumber
It tastes like cucumber?
mixed with lime. Like a little bit of lime, like that. It's sour.
Yeah, it is sour. I'm surprised.
It's not like too sour.
What it tastes like? Mm-hmm. It tastes like... I mostly just taste like the seeds, and I don't like the seeds. Well, it just mostly just tastes like seeds.
What do you think it tastes like?
I think it tastes like a lot like lemon and lime at the same time because it's really sour. But then it has like a slightly cucumber taste. Slightly.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Shiloh?
It tastes sweet.
Sweet?
What?
You must have eaten the wrong part, Shiloh.
The first part.
No.
So to me, it tastes exactly. So when I first cut it, it smells citrusy like a lemon. And then no, like the first cut. But then whenever I smelt it close up, it smelled like a cucumber. And I put it in my mouth and it tastes like lemon. But the texture wasn't like a lemon. It's like jelly. Cucumber. Yeah, it did have like a jelly texture, kind of gelatin, kind of. Okay, so we're on our way to the chicken coop. So like I said, it happened over the course of about 2 months, give or take, but it was so strange because all of a sudden, like 3 of our chickens, so we have 14 chickens, and then all of a sudden, like 3 of them were like dead. And so what we were thinking was like, oh no, like there's a chicken that's attacking the other chickens. And so, but slowly, each week, chickens were dropping off, like 2 chickens, like 2 chickens kind of at a time. It just seemed like 1 a day. And then last week, it was so interesting. They were out in the yard, just living their best life. And we went for a family walk. And when we came back, no, we didn't go for a family walk. Actually, that day, we went somewhere else. But when my husband came home, he came into the backyard to close the chicken coop door because we just close the door in the evening when they go in there. And he noticed that we were 2 chickens short. But y'all, at this time, we had dwindled down to 7 chickens. So we were halfway. We lost 7 chickens in like a month. And so we were halfway to, we had lost half our chickens. And he came home, went to the back to close the chicken coop, and feathers were in the yard. And he said 2 chickens were missing. And so that left us with 5 chickens. And we were like, what? And so that made sense because it's like something, obviously a hawk or some kind of thing came down because the yard was filled with feathers. And it was so interesting and unfortunate because it hadn't been a long time. Like the chickens were out here and doing everything. And then all of a sudden, you know, as they were about to go in, something snatched them, because we still have these feathers in the yard from the chicken that got. See, we still have remnants of feathers. Like something just straight up just snatched them out of the yard. And it didn't just take one, it took two. So that was like, oh no, this is horrible. So yeah, so for the next couple of days, we kind of just kept them in their coop and their run and didn't let them out, because I'm like, I don't know what's preying on them right now, because we didn't see what happened. And literally we did that. And so then we were down, something happened. Oh, see, I could smell like rotting chicken right now. So then we were down to 3 chickens. So we had 7, we lost 2, and then something happened like the next day we came out and there was like 2 chickens that had died. It was like so crazy. And then we had 3 the other day, and we were like, this is crazy, like what is really going on? And then we had 2. So it was like we had 3, the next day we had 2, the next day we had 1. Literally, what I'm trying to say is it was every day or every 2 days we were missing chickens. And initially we were thinking there's a crazy chicken in there, because there's one of them did look kind of crazy. And so, and we know we had 2 kind of mean chickens, Harriet and Marriott. And so Princeton, was it you and Thomas or just you, came out here and took a look at the chicken coop whenever you fixed it?
Oh, that was just me.
So you came out and tell us about like what it was that you saw, because we're about to go investigate.
Yeah, so it was like that back area in the back, the chicken wire, it was a little bit off, so it made like a hole.
Okay, so at the bottom?
At the bottom, yeah.
Okay, so there was like a little hole in the chicken wire 2 or 3 weeks ago when we were like down half the chickens, and they realized, oh, that the chicken coop is not as sealed as we think it is. And so we're going to go back here, and Prince is going to show us exactly where he fixed it. But the crazy thing about it is, even after he fixed it, chickens were still going missing. It was like the great mystery. Like, how is there now a dead chicken inside the coop? And so we were just really, really confused about it. And so we found out yesterday, after coming back home from a family walk, that we indeed had no chickens, and that it was funky because we walked through like on the back road of our house and we could smell that something was dead, and we were like, oh no. So when we came home, not all of us, but Princeton here, he came back here because we were like, Princeton, go see if there's a dead chicken in the coop and go get it. And he came back here, and to his surprise, what did you find?
There was no chickens. Yeah.
There were no chickens in the coop. What was in the coop?
A bunch of feathers, and then a chicken wing. That's what it was.
1 chicken wing. So a bunch of feathers and 1 chicken wing. So that totally debunked what we were thinking, as far as thinking that maybe there was a chicken that was attacking other chickens, because that one last chicken didn't eat itself all the way to 1 wing. And so it's such a mystery what happened to our chickens. We have no clue. All we know is there's a bunch of feathers and some chicken parts inside the chicken coop, and there's no chicken, but we can smell back here that there's a dead chicken. So something took a chicken out of this coop, and it's somewhere back here. So funky back here. So okay, so here's the chicken coop. This is the crime scene, y'all. And literally, it's just feathers all up in there that's spread everywhere. We were obviously thinking, oh, maybe it was a snake, right? But the snake cannot eat the chicken and make its way out. So our whole chicken coop floor is filled with feathers. And we're going to give you a look at what it looks like inside the coop. Ugh, stinks back here. He's going to open up this thing with the egg. Ugh, so gross. And so I do see some eggs in there actually, but it's filled with feathers. Something literally plucked. And so it wasn't a snake, because those eggs wouldn't be there if it was a snake. We're going to let you see what it looks like inside the coop. If you're grossed out by this, you may not want to continue to watch.
So right here is where we patched up. This part was off of this wood right here, so it allowed, like, I guess raccoons or snakes to get in here a lot easier. So we stapled that in. We stapled it on this side as well, and so that would prevent things from getting in there.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to get back here. When I say we, I'm not talking about me. We're gonna have to get back here and get this all cleaned up and freshened out and cleaned out and figure out what it is that what we missed as far as the security of our chicken coop. Now, we don't know if something could have, because my daughter was like, well, maybe the food container, because we have it in a way where you pour food on the outside of it and it slides down. I showed you guys in the chicken coop tour. And so maybe something could crawl down in that. I don't know. Something is very stealth. And I've heard that raccoons can be very stealth, but I heard that they don't just eat the whole chicken. Like they just like cut off their head or something like that. But this is very frustrating and sad for our family, just because we've honestly invested so much into establishing our chickens. And like I said, so they just started laying this spring. So we fed them and grew them from June of last year all the way up until spring of this year. And so we just started getting our eggs spring of this year, and now all of our chickens are dead. And so this is really difficult for us to swallow. It's very unfortunate, just because we have invested and we're trying to build our urban homestead so that we can bring sustainability to our family and need less and less from the store. And this was a big part of it, like us having the chickens for the eggs, and now we don't have that. And now we can't just even go out and just get more chickens because we don't understand what was going on with the chicken. So because we don't understand what happened, we can't just quickly go get more chickens and put them in there so that they could get killed and they could die. And so this is our reality right now. It's a very frustrating thing for our family. And now, this is our reality. And so I don't know, I don't have something to say that now we're going to do this thing. We're going to have to go back here and really inspect the coop after it's cleaned out. I cannot even take the smell. So, I can't go back there and, figure anything out right now. But I just wanted to share that moment with you to show you what is going on as far as currently here, what we have going on with the chicken coop, and just hope that that we could get it figured out and hope for the best for moving forward with having chickens again. So y'all just pray for us. Just pray for us, because that's pretty deflating. But yeah, that's what's going on. And we would definitely keep you posted about what's next and the holdup on our extension, because the last time I spoke to you, I told you we were going to be back out here in the garden with the extension. But what's going on with that is I pretty much don't have funds to do a gate at the moment because things are crazy. And us losing all of our chickens, that's not going to help. That doesn't help me. That doesn't help things move forward. And so it feels like very standstillish, the beds are out here. The bamboo boxes are here. And I felt like we were moving in such a positive direction so quickly, and then all of a sudden I feel like I'm at a standstill and I don't have the resources I need to do anything next. And so I'm just literally waiting for resources. And then on top of this, stated before, we're doing our home renovation, and so I need resources for that as well. And so we really are wanting to get some movement and some forward motion with our kitchen. And so there's all of that. But I thank you guys so much for joining me, hearing just an update about what's going on with our Freedom Song when it comes to these things. There's positives as far as like with homeschooling and having a plan and being organized in that way. And then we've had setbacks as far as like with all of our chickens dying and, not having the resources that we thought we were going to have in order to build a fence around our garden expansion. But then there's things that we can, settle on and, have joy in, knowing that everything is a process, and there's some things that we cannot control, and then there's some things that we can. And so we'll just focus on the things that we can control and, not be too hard on ourselves about the things that we can't. And so it'll be a surprise for all of us. Thank you so much for joining us. And I look forward to talking to you guys next time. Because I was sitting here thinking, like, the math doesn't add up. The math that I'm saying, like, doesn't add up. But Princeton, I'm gonna need you to go back there with the camera. You gotta flip it to the other side. What is it? What is it?
There's dead chicken.
Inside?
There's maggots all over it.
That is disgusting, Princeton. Go back there, flip the camera. You can do it.
Wait, are you okay? But I mean, we looked in there and we didn't see. Okay, hold on. Okay. Press. And which button do I press? The pause button.
It's recording us right now. So.